If blood is the rope that pulls us together, values is what ties us together. Bro, come on, man. Come on.
Nigga, my camera, that's the first time that nigga said mine. Bro, my camera is on.
Well, Criminal's going to be the star of the show then. He's getting all the views. Oh, there he is. There's little Troy.
What up, egghead ass nigga? What's up? What up, nigga?
You feel me?
There you go.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead. All right, what's on your mind, boys? What's on your mind?
First of all, bro, there's no outline to how a relationship works. You know what I'm saying?
There's no outline.
I can say that right now. Cause, bro, since growing up, I've struggled with relationships in my life. So I took the time to try to focus and understand those relationships to see where I went wrong, where the misunderstanding came into play. I done had cousins that I done been closer to, family members that I wasn't close to, but these is the ones I'm living around, literally. Like, I look these folks in the face every day, and still it's like, I'm not close as I feel like I should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even then, at the end of the day, too, a lot of people end up, they show off the wrong emotions to the ones that they live with or the ones that are closer in their vicinity because they feel like, oh, well, I'm comfortable with you, so I should be able to show these emotions. But at the same time, would you be disrespectful to somebody at your job? No. So why is it okay to be disrespectful to somebody who, quote unquote, understands you? At that point, I feel like it should be kind of like compromise. That's where compromise comes into play because it's like, I can't sit here and keep talking to you crazy and expect you to, quote unquote, understand me for the person that I am when I'm showing you a whole different side that I don't even show other people. Because I show them a more respectful side. So I feel like no relationship is just on a, like, oh, this is right, this is wrong. No, it depends on the person and it depends on that actual relationship. You know what I'm saying? As to how it fluctuates and, you know what I'm saying, with the emotions. Because them emotions get wild. And trust me, I know. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had certain relationships where folks done treated me right and I still feel somewhat entitled to what they done did for me on some shit. Like, no, you feel that entitlement, bro. Like, that's what causes us to get mad. Let's be honest. When you get mad in a relationship, it could be your girlfriend, it could be with your pops, it could be with your mom. It's like you have a sense of entitlement, or I ain't even gonna say entitlement. I just said you have expectations that they're not living up to. And that angers you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have expectations. Yeah. Yeah. So the question is like, is your expectations actually reasonable? Are they correct? Do they work?
That's a good question, bro.
Like, I think everyone has a criteria in building a relationship, but now the question is that criteria reasonable? Is that valid? Does it have strong objective basis? You know? So it's like, yeah, family should stick together, okay, but should they continue sticking together if they don't have the same values, right? So eventually, is it justified for family members, for example, to break apart once they go on two different routes? Like, let's say one becomes a Muslim and the other one becomes a Christian, right? Yeah, they should stick together just to stick together. It's just to have a strong community. But are they going to magnetize to each other? I don't think so, right? So values is what actually ties the knot, right? If blood is the rope that pulls us together, values is what ties us together. Does that make sense?
So then what you're saying is that since one is Christian and one is Muslim, then they would never see the value in each other, basically.
I'm saying they won't really value each other. Like the Muslim might actually be connected to another Muslim way more than his own brother that's a Christian, and that Christian might value another Christian more than his brother. But that does not mean that they don't love each other and they'll still like help each other out. But what I'm saying is there's a more of an attachment, a bond, right? A stronger, I don't want to say stronger, but there's a bond, right, between the two Muslims and two Christians than there is with the two brothers that are two different sects or two different religion. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So my thing is, go ahead.
So I was going to ask, are you trying to say that they should work it out if they have opposing religions? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying is it's understandable if they don't have that strong of a bond just because their values are different.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with that too.
Yeah, what I'm saying is there's a good chance.
But does that make it right?
It's understandable for sure. Is it right? That's the question. Does that make it right? I think it's to be expected. I think again, I'm not saying that the brothers shouldn't love each other, that they shouldn't bond, that they shouldn't take care of each other. But I can understand if there's a little gap between them. Right?
Like how does that make it right, bro? I want to hear this.
Well, if they have two opposite religions, that it's right to break up.
Again, I'm not saying break up.
Not even like break up. Nah, just not talk to each other.
Not saying that either. Not saying that either.
What are you saying then? Because you just said
I'm saying
there's about the relationship. Hold on. You just said the relationship is within the value.
Yes.
If they value two completely different things, how can you expect one to help the other in time of need?
Because the relationship, I'm saying is that the relationship's level of bond is weaker than that if they were both having the same values. I'm not saying, okay, because when you're brothers, there's two variables that strengthen a relationship. It's values and struggling with one another. Going through struggles with them together, right? So they'll have those struggles just by being brothers. They'll grow up with struggles dealing with each other. So that forms the bond. That's what forms the bond. That and value, right? So they'll still have that relationship and there'll still be a bond there. But if their values differ, their bond will get weaker. I'm not saying it won't exist. I'm not saying it won't be strong enough where they won't care for each other. But what I'm saying is that they're just gonna, there's gonna be a little gap there. Just because there's difference in values.
I saw something the other day, right? That was talking about basically when people get married, the woman and the man, they put the kids in between the marriage. And they forget what they had by the time the kids are growing up, and they put the kids' needs first over their needs. And then when the kid ends up going off to college, they're like a complete stranger to the parents because this person has yet to even discover who they are. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time, now the parents have put the kids in between and the kids gone and now the marriage is in shambles. You know what I'm saying? All because you put this kid in between something that you already, like a relationship that you already had. So my thing is, them two kids is going to grow up.
Yeah.
All those struggles they had when they was teenagers, yeah, it might sit at the back of their mind, but the more and more experiences they have, the more those experiences get pushed to the back. That's why people end up having best friends. People end up having, godparents and all this other thing. All these other relationships because they find different people to trust throughout their life and other experiences get pushed back. That's why some people ain't cool. That's why some people ain't cool with their mom, bro.
Yeah.
Real shit. Just because, they understand, my mom raised me, but they might not agree with the way she
did it.
She
yeah.
did. You know what I'm saying? So then at the
they don't hold the same values. Yeah. Go ahead.
You feel me? So then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I know that's my mom. I understand she raised me. But am I just running to her when I have issues? Am I just running to her to know what my value is? Am I running to her to find out, you know what I'm saying? To be put on game about life? No.
Yeah.
Because my relationship was scarred with her. You know what I'm saying? That's how other people are thinking about. So can we just say that those brothers would help each other just because they're brothers? No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
And then when you jump into the religion business, between Christianity, because that's what it is, it's business. Between Christianity and between Muslim, bro. Especially if we talking about two people that are in their 40s or 50s. You know what I mean?
I will. Okay, so there's a couple of points I want to point out from what you said. So the two individuals, even though they have two different values in the sense of religion, there's still going to be some values that intersect where it's going to be the same, right? So they still have some of the same values, like I don't know, you should take care of each other, you should look out for one another, you should avoid degeneracy, et cetera, right? So they still have some values that are still going to keep them attached. But let's say if one is like an atheist and completely degenerate and stands in the opposite of the other, then yeah, the bond is probably going to be gone, right? Eventually, maybe they'll try to work with each other. But like what you said about the mother, right? The mother and her way of going about life is so ugly to the kid that they detach themselves, they cut ties, right? I mean, the brothers could end up in the same manner, where the values like, oh, my brother's taking drugs, he's just going out with women of the night, et cetera, et cetera. So he's like, nah, I don't want to do nothing with that. I try to talk to him, I try to help him, I try to help with his addiction, whatever. Didn't help, I can't, it's just gonna ruin me too if I continue trying to help him, right? Because that costs time and resources, right? So the brother was eventually gonna cut ties. But now, the other point I want to talk about is that let's say when they go to college, they become another individual. Why is that? Because if you're not raised with understanding, with guidance in the household, like not given the why to what you do or why you're told to do it, there's room for rebellion because you have no basis on why you do what you do. So when someone in college comes with a message and it makes you feel good, and they feel like, oh, that's your friend, and then they're more likely gonna go to them just because they make them feel good. Whereas the parents didn't really make them feel too good, but they knew what they're telling their kid is good, but they didn't know how to describe it to the kid where they can understand it and build, build reasoning on why they do what they did. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, so when you said trying to find himself, he should have been finding himself with the parents as they're growing up. You have him at least until you're 18, right? But I know some parents have like 3, 4 jobs, and that's by design to keep the parent away from the kid so they can be conditioned and, constructed to be a wage slave and whatnot. The values come to the individual if the value is objectively good. So it's like, so whatever he's being taught functions in life well, then there won't be much of a problem where he might rebel. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the values he's adopted works and he's seen it work and he understands how it works. This is crucial. So there's no separation